Hi, welcome to Binge Buddies. I'm your host, with me, as always, Joel, David, DeWitte.
That's pretty mundane, like kind of straight-laced for... Is that a zombie name?
No, that is Kiefer Sutherland from the Lost
Zombie.
Boys.
What am I thinking?
I was gonna say, I'm the zombie.
I've been thinking back fondly to our Resident Evil days. I think they bled into this a little bit.
I mean, I get it. Those movies were a lot of fun.
And to be fair, when I re-listened to them as well, those episodes we did were so much fun to listen back to. Like, so funny. Like, literally laugh out loud. Funny.
Oh, yeah. That was a fun show. Go back and listen to it. But anyhow, we also have Matt, Zombie Dog Cassidy Dykes.
Cassidy. I know that one. Oh, it's Preacher, isn't it?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, yes. I actually know one of these that wasn't an obvious from like Dracula or Spike.
Yeah. David, granted, is just fucking David. But
David could be fucking anyone.
Yeah, exactly. But if you know David from Lost Boys, oh, okay, I know exactly who you're talking about.
I need to go back and rewatch
that.
Lost Boys. I haven't seen it in years.
I haven't seen it in like a week and a half. Chewy had never seen it. We just watched it a little bit ago. That movie does not hold up. I love it. Don't get me wrong. Don't blow up at me. But it does not hold up. It's
Is it
so
just 80s as fuck?
Oh my god! Like Schumacher is just 80s as fuck in everything he did, but Lost Boys is the most. Like,
look at his Batman
God.
films. So much neon.
That's true. But do you remember Lost Boys? Do you remember Random Saxophone Man? I
don't remember Random Saxophone Man. To be honest, a lot of what I remember from Lost Boys is Kiefer Sutherland's very, very, very blonde mullet.
Wait, you don't remember Random Saxophone Man?
I need to go back and rewatch it.
You need to go back.
When I say it's years, it's probably about 10 years thinking about how much time has passed. I think I was in my early 20s when I last saw Lost Boys.
Seriously, go back and watch that movie. It doesn't hold up. It's going to be a terrible ride, but enjoy. Let's talk what we do in the shadows, because here we are at who, what, when, where, and why we do in the shadows, and that's what we do here, right? Right? Most of the time? Some of the times?
At the moment it is, yeah.
Sometimes.
We get around to it sooner or later.
Yeah.
So this episode, Citizenship, not Citizenship Test as much as I want to call it that, is directed by Jason Woliner, who is a famed director of the Borat movies and tons of other shit. So it's really cool they had him on for this. And this one's coming hot off of two very, very plot-centric episodes. And this one is a little bit more of call it evergreen, but it's still a really good ride. What'd you guys think?
I love this one. I think it's like the sort of like the dialogue. I think is what does it for me, and all the setups and the little. It's not really set pieces, but sort of like gag pieces. Are just they are brilliant. Like throughout. Like Colin Robinson in that meeting is fucking hilarious. Like his reason for wearing a cologne killed me. When I first saw that, I just died laughing. I had to pause it. I was laughing that hard.
It's one of those amazing double hits of both his line "to annoy you" is great, and then just Matt Berry immediately with the touche.
Oh god! But it's the way he says "to annoy you" as well. It's like obviously to annoy you.
Yeah.
He keeps ratcheting up sort of his needling. It's so like subtle and understated at first, and then it's just getting more and more brazen.
It's got to the point where it's just like everything he does is to annoy them.
He's constantly feeding that guy.
Oh,
Joel, what do you think? Did you like this one?
I do like it. I think it's not served well by following such two active episodes. There's just a lot that goes on in the prior episodes, and this is more understated, like you said, and it's still very good, but it has that unfortunate circumstance of the order that it goes in.
Yeah, and that's why I said
I kind of like. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I was going to say that's why I was calling it evergreen, because if you were to watch this one before the last two episodes, it still would work. And you're watching it afterwards, it still works. It doesn't really rely on much of anything.
Exactly. And
I
I
kind of
think
like it, but coming after the two very heavily plot-centric ones, though, because it's a bit like a palate cleanser of like,
Yeah.
you've got two very heavy things you've got to really pay attention to, and then you've just got this sort of like gag fest.
That is
like,
very true.
It's kind of like, it's very easy to watch. It's hilarious, and you don't have to pay attention as much. You can just sort of just enjoy it for what it is, as opposed to the last two episodes where it's like, oh, you got to really sort of like pay attention to stuff because it's clearly going to matter further down the line.
Yeah, that makes sense, and it's just, as you said, it's a good palate cleanser. It's still just fun. Like it, I don't have a single complaint about this episode, but I do kind of have that whole like coming off the last two. It is just kind of like oh, okay, so we're just getting back into the swing of things.
right. Yeah.
All right, so let's start talking about it. How does this one? Who wants to kick it off? Where do we begin with this one?
Well, we've got Nadja's looking over Jenna again, and just sort of like floating outside of a window while she's, just going about her day, well, her night, I suppose. Like Jenna finding out about all the changes, like she's floating above her bed covers and her sort of housemate, flatmate, things, trying to record it, and then she drops down and doesn't actually get to record it.
I just all the fucking all of her monologue or like interview or whatever you want to call it when she's talking about turning into a vampire just cracks me up. Like everything so I've developed a rare skin condition and eye condition and I want to tear my roommate to shreds.
So at this point, are we supposed to be under the assumption that she hasn't like gone full I'm going to explode in the sun kind of thing?
I think they're playing with the idea, and they've done this in some vampire things, of you're not fully transformed until you eat a human.
Okay. Yeah,
I
because
think
she's
that's
been
what they're
eating
kind
like
of playing with.
she's been eating like bottom feeder animals and stuff.
Yeah, she feels like garbage because she's been eating garbage.
Exactly. Yeah. That is a great. There's something really great about this whole half of the episode. I know it's called Citizenship, but I feel like this one almost overshadows
It totally does.
it because there's so much subtle, like not subtle, but like the jokes aren't all like in your face, right? They're very understated. They're very like quick, snappy response to things, but it's a lot of it's still within the bounds of like normalcy. So it's great. It's really great.
What I love about the interaction as well is how Nadja just keeps calling her stupid little vampire.
Yeah.
And things like that. But it's in a really loving way. It's like, oh, you stupid little vampire.
I mean, she clearly does care about her, becoming a full-fledged vampire, but, she's also still very much Nadja.
Yeah.
She has these high expectations and hopes for her, and then as it goes on, she is like coming down to reality in her mind, being like, well, she'll just be a mediocre vampire.
Yeah.
But then when they find out her power, the look of pride on her face.
Yes.
I know I'm sort of jumping way ahead, but the look of pride on her face is brilliant. It's so well done. Like,
Oh yeah. And then just like playing with her, like she's so happy about it. Where's my Jenna? There you are.
The reaction of the person that, like in the party, like looks down at the drink and then looks back up.
I've been noticing that more and more throughout this rewatch. Is I love how much they cut away to people clearly seeing the shit they're getting up to.
Yeah.
Yes, because they're pretty brazen about it, even in their most subtle times.
Oh yeah. But dialing back to them kind of getting Jenna going, and like I love all like even like the first conversation Nadja has with her, like so you might be having questions about you're a vampire. No, I figured that out. Like even the stupid little vampire is like, oh no, I get it. I can't go in the sun, and all I want to do is eat people. Yeah, I think I'm a vampire now.
But it is just this whole half of the episode is just a journey of Nadja trying to teach her how to be an effective vampire, and they even bring her to the mansion, and they show the whole part of her trying to show her how to climb up the walls.
Oh god,
and then
crawling the walls bit.
And of course
maybe you're a creepy crawler like me.
It is like a horrifying kind of like backwards shimmy up to the ceiling, and then just show her trying and then just completely eating shit.
And then Laszlo come around and go, what the hell is that?
I love That's my baby vampire. Oh, that should be in a bloody cage.
Yeah. And then she runs away crying because, like, she's already clearly very sensitive to the situation, and then it's just him bullying her and having
What's
to go
great
butter
about
her.
that is because Jenna as a character is like someone who is very invisible. Like, people don't notice her, nobody notices her at the party, and even Laszlo doesn't notice her when she's in the corner. It's like he sort of looks on and goes, "Oh right, I didn't see her there." It's just, it's so well done. Like, throughout the episode of, like, you know, Nadja's the only one who really is seeing Jenna, like, all the time. Like, she's having to be pointed out to other people. And I love how they do that, because it's kind of subtle in that way, that it's kind of setting up that her power, you know, her power is going to be invisibility because she is already invisible in a way.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like, it is very clear they're trying to portray her as somebody that doesn't get noticed, isn't really regarded by most people, and then her biggest weakness or pain point is going to become her biggest strength, and it's a great turn of play that way.
Oh yeah. And even when she finally does kill that one person later on, like, she's still very much Jenna. She just has a superpower.
Yeah.
Which is like trying to get the blood. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna fill you up here.
Just shooting out of his neck like a rocket.
With a thermos.
I also love the fucking trying to teach Jenna how to become a bat. Might be my favorite sequence in this movie.
Oh God,
Jesus, yeah.
Like
the
I'm
looks
sure
on
they'll
their
come back for
faces.
favorite moments, but just, even before Jenna tries to turn into a bat and fails spectacularly, but fucking Matt Berry just with it's the very simplest thing. I just say bat, turns into a bat. Human form.
So even before that as well, I love the bit where Jenna starts taking off her clothes. Like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm taking off the clothes because we're going to turn into a bat. Like, you know, surely we need to be like take off our clothes. And then you just have Matt Berry just go, let's not get bogged down in the details.
yeah. She's thinking in terms of Bruce Banner Hulk. It's not quite that.
But I also even love fucking Nadja's moment there. Like, yeah, Matt Berry's like, let's take a bogged down the details, but Nadja's moment is just the, huh.
Yeah,
Never thought about that.
Never thought about that.
You've been alive for hundreds of years. Never once have you thought about where do your clothes go when you turn into a bat.
See, we're all learning something today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What else have we missed in that storyline? Then we'll jump over to the citizenship test.
Well, there's a bit where she's trying to teach her to be seductive.
Oh,
and
she bit her.
Well, my favorite bit is the bit where Nadja, she's like, you seduce me. I'm just a stupid human man. Ooh, ouch, ouch, my balls. I love to drink beer.
This is one of those things where I go back, like, there's so much, but a few thoughts come to mind. The dude bro at the party that keeps on coming back to Nadja,
God.
and she keeps on giving him instructions. You're going to be nicer to women than everybody else.
Go put your head in the toilet and flush it 7 times.
Yeah. Go eat bricks. There's also, like, what we mentioned, her taking and getting her first kill, but the way she is just, like, slowly dragging him.
Oh yeah.
He's not figuring out what's happening, and you can hear her going, just like, trying to drag him back, and then she hears, she's like, excuse me, no, don't worry, I've got this. It's like this slow, gentle kill, and the last part of it where they're seeing the sun, thinking that the bicycle helmet's gonna save them and allow them to be out. There's a moment I need to say for the end there, but that's a really good part too.
Just when the smoke just starts coming out from under them as well.
Yes.
Oh God, it's so good. It's so, because as soon as she says, "Oh look, in Blade they wear bike helmets," I'm thinking to myself, I don't know how well that's gonna work.
That looked pretty dumb in Blade.
Yeah. Didn't they also wear sunblock as well as the bike helmets as well?
Yes, they did. That was some brilliant screenwriting right there. Sunblock.
You know, they clearly have Wesley Snipes' Skype number, so like, why?
Oh yeah. Oh boy.
Fucking hell. If Wesley Snipes turned up in the costume as Blade, just in the background, that would be fucking hilarious.
That would be amazing. Should we start talking Nandor and Guillermo's trip?
I guess.
Yeah.
The problem is, like, the episode is labeled as if this is the A story, but even the episode itself still feels like this is the B story.
Yeah. Well, even like the thumb, so there's like a thumbnail that comes up, like for the next episode.
Yeah.
Next episode starting in 3, 2, 1, blah blah blah. The thumbnail for this episode was Jenna. So like even the people who are like creating like the thumbnails for the streaming feel that that's the main storyline.
Right.
I mean, and it is, and that's not to take anything away from this, because I think, as for my money, Kavan's or Nandor's performance in this one is as good, if not better, than the majority of this season. Like, he crushes this episode. He just doesn't have a ton to do in it, but he is hysterical in every scene.
Yes, and there's great lines throughout.
Yeah.
I mean, number one, him finding out that he has no more country.
Yeah.
and that it died off like 800 years ago. And
1401. It's like, it was dissolved in 1401.
And I just love that, like, is it when he's talking to Guillermo later? I think it's Guillermo. When Guillermo's like giving him like the trial test of the why did you leave your country? Just the standard reasons. Ran out by peasants.
Yes. How many times you married? Once. To 37 women.
Yeah. And he has this like mischievous smile, like he knows that it's something only he could do since he's an eternal vampire who could subjugate people. Oh god, the fact that he started his citizenship and then Guillermo asks him why he didn't do it, and it's the dream team.
Dream team, baby.
There's 5 reasons why I didn't finish my citizenship, and then he starts naming off like Jordan Patrick Ewing.
Well, that was why he started it, and then he never finished it. Like, and then the reason he gives for not finishing it is because the Macarena.
That's right.
The Macarena swept the nation.
And this is the way he said it, the Macarena swept the nation.
And I also love
Nandor is so good in this episode. Like,
he really
as far as I was saying, it's the B story. It's fantastic. Like the bit where he's floating up towards that guy, and then the guy's shitting himself. He goes, "Forget it. I lost my appetite." And that whole conversation, that whole interplay they have is just brilliant.
The guy's a nice guy. He's like,
"Are you okay?
You
It's
okay?
kind of you to ask, but really, you go. Flee!" It's just like the way he says, like, "You don't want to hear about all this. You were running away."
Oh my god!
I think I found the difference here. The difference is the Nadja story is more active, and this one's more passive. It's conversational. There's nothing really action-wise happening, and that's why it gets overshadowed. But like you said, there's a lot of funny in this part.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Like this also brings up the fact that it's come around a lot of times in the season. Nandor refuses to accept the fact that he is fucking horrible at hypnotizing people. He just can't fucking do it. He will not accept the fact that he can't do it, but clearly he is the problem.
Yeah. I do love that line, though. It seems like government workers are immune to hypnotism. It's like their souls are dead or something.
It's a great line, but still, we have not seen him successfully do it to anyone so far.
Nope.
The only one I can think of, and it's kind of similar, is the city council episode.
Yeah, that's probably the best he did, but even there, he still way overdid it.
Right. And it's probably just more of an example of him being able to take advantage of a weak man.
Yeah.
And I feel like he got lucky with that as well, because like when he calls out to him from the ether, he's just like, "Hi." He sort of calls out to him and then doesn't know what to do at that point.
But that's even more to that. When he starts trying to call out to that guy through the ether, fucking Guillermo shows up and he's like, "Did you need me, master?" He's like, "No, I'm calling somebody else through the ether. I'll call you the normal way."
Not through the ether.
But then we get to the actual citizenship test, and I can pretty boldly declare I don't think anyone's done so bad at a citizenship test as Nandor.
How long do you elect a president for? 1,000 years. And in describing the right to bear arms.
Yeah,
oh my god. If it's a nice day, you can like bear your arms.
And it's funny that line I missed. So I watched this twice because I've been doing that for most of these shows. They're great. I didn't catch that line the first time, and then I was like, oh god, that's such a quiet joke between all these other ones, but it's so good.
And then like the cream of the cake on this one, it has to be all right. So you just say the Pledge of Allegiance. Can you at least do that? And he can't even fucking do that. He gets to the end. He's like, can I skip this last part?
Yeah.
And just the dead stare under Gah. Runs
Fire blowing out of his mouth.
And he just sort of like closes his mouth, and you can hear it sort of going, like like when you bite your tongue or something when you're eating. It's that kind of sound.
Oh god! And when they asked him to start the Declaration of Independence,
the Bill of Rights.
Bill of Rights. What's the first 3 words? Hey, you guys.
I mean, it would have been a much better document if it started with, hey, you guys.
And what is it? It says as well, like...
what does it do for the people? It oppresses them.
Yeah, oppresses them. Yeah, I didn't write it down. I was looking at it in my notes. I was like, I didn't write that down. It's like, what does it do for the people? Oppress them.
Yeah, he calls the U.S. the evil empire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will boldly declare I don't think anyone's done so bad at a citizenship test as Nandor. But I also love, like, it does get kind of sweet after that. Like, once he leaves and he's all upset that he failed his citizenship test, and Guillermo, like, stands up for himself a little bit and is like, would you shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
And, like, that whole situation is kind of sweet. And that even, like, Nandor realizes
brilliant.
It. Yeah, and just, like, Nandor at the end of it, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Guillermo. I don't like your tone, but I like your message.
Yes. Guillermo has these great moments sometimes where he just pushes back his role and, you know, gets more agency in himself, or at least like tries to point out the stupidity of these guys' complaints when he's been a slave for a decade and gotten nothing for it.
Yeah. But it is a really good moment. Like in a show that's as goofball natured as this one, like having those semi-sweet moments do really go a long way. Like it does kind of ground the show in a way I appreciate, because I'm here for the silliness, but the grounded nature is what makes it a good show, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like it's character moments and it's real human moments.
Real vampire moments.
Human/human vampire moments.
Those
human there.
Yeah.
Those more grounded moments give these guys more character, which allows them to play off of that for more jokes. Like that's the, other than it needing some sort of like heart to it, it gives them that opportunity to be like, okay, here's an episode where nobody's gonna grow, but we're gonna use their character to do absolutely insane shit.
Yeah. And it totally
and
pays off.
the insane shit works better because of that as well, because you've got those moments.
Yes.
Yeah. 100%. Shall we move into favorite moments?
Sure.
I'm going to go first because we already kind of hit mine pretty good earlier. I'm just going to circle back to it because it still is the best moment, at least for my money, in the entire episode. And that's Laszlo complaining about this horrid smell and then finding out it was Colin Robinson's cologne. Why would you wear that? To annoy you. Touche.
I love the name the cologne. Kills me. Mr. Hijinks.
Yeah.
It's a cologne aftershave mix or something he calls it as well.
It's also a perfect example again of just this quick, snappy question retort. Okay, and then move on. And they don't sit on that at all. They just let it pass.
I want more of those like sort of house meetings as well because they're so good. Like just like starting like with Nandor starting it off, he was like, "Thank you all for coming to this house meeting. I must remind you that if you're going to entice a victim into the house and let them live, show them out. Common courtesy."
And tell them they need to blow out the candles. Yeah. It's this easy. And he blows from like 5 feet away. And
Joel, what about you?
my moment, it's tough to tell. There's a lot of good moments. But for some reason, the last scene of this episode just gets me. We didn't really touch upon it too long, but Jenna turns into like a monstrosity, half human, half bat, when she turns into a bat. And they're sitting out there in the sun, like reminiscing and having this nice conversation about the sun. They finally start burning and freaking out. And of course, Nadja turns into a bat and fly away. But then Jenna turns into this awful monstrosity, flies in, and just hits straight into a wall. And that's how the episode ends. It just ends on that sudden hit. It's,
It's quite interesting because I was thinking to myself, did she land in the sunlight or in shadow? So is she alive or dead?
I think she hit in the shadow. Like
I think she was in, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not 100% clear, so it's going to be quite interesting to see if she comes back or not.
I mean, no spoilers intended, but this is the last time we ever see that character. So maybe she did die.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe that actor
back
just
in
blew
season
up and she's just working so big that she just isn't in this show all that time.
Oh, yeah. Now she's better than the show. I did it.
She's better than the show, but Tilda Swinton isn't.
Yeah.
Or Wesley Snipes or Taika Waititi.
Well, it is. He kind of owned this, though. That one makes a little more sense.
True.
Matt, did you do your favorite moment?
I did not, no.
All right, what's you?
So mine is it's where Guillermo finds out that Jenna's a vampire because it's such it's an interesting moment, but it's mainly because of the last sort of line from Nandor you see in that scene, and it's just like you're not focusing on what Nandor's saying, but it's freaking hilarious what he actually says. Because it starts to focus on Guillermo's reaction. So you've got Guillermo going, "Is she a vampire now?" And Nando's like, "Well, she's got fangs and a pale white face. It's a pretty major clue." And then it's sort of it focuses on Guillermo, and then just in the background you could just hear Nando continue on and go, "Anyway, which one is better, alt-right or Antifa? I'm trying to decide which team to join." I just love that so much. And the other reason I picked up on all the lines of dialogue is because I had the subtitles on. Because it's like the audio dials down, and it's to focus on Guillermo, but you can still hear it in the background.
Yeah, I didn't notice that because I was too focused on Guillermo being kind of snarky about letting Jenna in. And he's underhandedly, under his breath, complains about you can find your own way, and then she's like,
"Now you're
Guillermo,
vampire.
I can hear you."
Heightened senses. Oh, poor Guillermo.
Poor Guillermo. I do feel really bad for him. Oh, he just wants to be a vampire.
Well, we're pretty close to season 2. Not that he's a vampire in season 2, but you'll feel less bad for him in season 2. I'll just say that. His arc gets fun. It gets real fun. You'll find out the end of not next week's, the week after's episode. You'll get the first hint of where this arc is going. And it's awesome. I'm gonna stop my tease there though, because we're at the end of the episode, so we need to talk about next week's episode, which is not the one that I was just talking about, but it is the one called The Orgy. Get ready for some hardcore sex in the next episode. There actually is the very tiniest of hardcore sex of The Orgy, but it's played for laughs.
Well, there's two amazing. Very small bits of hardcore sex, and one of it involves animals.
I was only thinking of the animal one. I guess, yeah, you're right. There is another one. Oh, man. Yep, there definitely is another one. I just like the last one. But yeah, so next week we have The Orgy, which is sees the gang getting ready to host the biannual vampire orgy. And the worst thing a vampire can do is host a bad orgy. Because as we all know, most of the bats we see are just vampires hiding in the shame of throwing a bad orgy.
Can't even fly that high.
Yeah, can't fly that high. Fucking hell. Shame bats. I am so excited for next week's episode. It is fucking hilarious. And as most of the time we have said on this thing, we all love fucking Nadia, and Nadia is the star of the show next week, and damn it is she funny.
Yeah.
Quick round of plugs. We can say goodbye. For this show and every other show on the ATH Network, be sure to check out athpod.com. Over at Behind the Hype, we are doing Richard Donner Month. We have gotten through 3 out of the 5 movies that we're covering, and it's been a blast so far. And Richard Donner made some really good movies, and he really loved his practical effects, and it's been a lot of fun kind of going through all of them. Still haven't figured out what we're recording next. I'm going to figure that out today, otherwise I tease you. This is where I'd usually tell Drew to talk about Demon Days, but he's not on today. So be sure to check out Demon Days, an actual play D&D podcast. I am the narrator, the bullywug, goes by the name Tiffany Federigo, and I fucking love that show. Everyone should listen to it. I listen to it, and I'm not really on it. I just do the narration beginning to the end, and it's a fantastic show. Joel, what about you?
I'm a part of a video game podcast called Super GG Radio. We are mostly taught about pre-release games that you should check out. As I said before, I'm going to give a recommendation every week. There's a game called The Islanders that came out last week. It is a strategy game where you place different building types on islands and get points based off of their proximity to the right other islands. And it's a nice, simple, relaxing thing. So do it.
Fun. Matt, anything to plug?
Quite fun. Yeah, so I was on an episode of Behind the Hype. We did Lethal Weapon 2. Which was a hell of a lot of fun to record, and it's a good excuse to go back and watch Lethal Weapon 2, which is one of the rare sequels which is, maybe not better than the original, but almost as good as, in my opinion. And it was a lot of fun to talk about that, and like what we were saying, with Richard Donner is just a fantastic director. So not only listen to the podcast, go back and watch his films and just marvel at the practical stunt work and effects that are going on in those films, because you don't get that anymore, and you never will get that anymore. It's all CGI. Nobody's going to spend $500,000 to literally blow a building down a hill.
But it looks fucking cool.
It fucking does.
All right, so thank you everyone so much for listening. Be sure to tune in next week when we talk about the origin.